The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the Frankfort Township Board of Education has caused advance notice of this meeting and general agenda to be submitted for publishing in the official newspapers as well as district and municipal offices on May 17th, 2024. This meeting may be recorded for subsequent public broadcast. Please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. Jesse Vaughn.
Here.
John Tiger.
Here.
Chelsea Stoll.
Here.
Charlene Molnar.
Here.
Chris Dexter, absent. Jamie Armando.
Here.
Kathleen Adam.
Here.
Caitlin Fredo.
Here.
Randy Joust. Here. So recognitions and presentations, we had the students of the marking period receive their high honors. So in kindergarten, we had Charlotte Dowling. In first grade, Darby Joust. Second grade, Charlotte Armando. Third grade, Hannah Bardello. Fourth grade, Jackson Scherfer. Fifth grade, Russell Bellis. Sixth grade, Autumn Sapp. Seventh grade, Maddie Laver. Eighth grade, Joshua Parr. So congratulations, excuse me, congratulations to all of them. We have recognition circle. I don't think there's anybody added there. That's the same. You have no heroes?
Oh,
Jeez,
Nobody's
stepping up.
Nobody's getting recommended. Not to say that anybody's doing anything bad. It's just
Right,
not getting over that hump.
okay. And we wish Mr. Yanoff was here right now, but he may be on his way. But he was awarded the highest honor of Mr. Newman's first Superintendent Roundtable Award. So congratulations to Bryce, that's really cool. So when he comes, he can give his.
If not, I'll read it again like last time.
Okay. So that brings us to the superintendent and principal section.
Yeah, so I wanted to congratulate, as you just did, our students of the marking period 2, and I also have Bryce Yanoff here. You know, my first experience with going through that process was it was a very rewarding experience for me, getting a chance to meet some of the middle school students that were up for the 8th grade award. But, you know, Bryce was a all-around great student, and you know, I think that write-up, if you saw it in the Bulldog Bulletin, kind of just expresses all the great things he does inside and outside of school for our community as well. So I'd also like to congratulate our winter athletics and all of our clubs, and a special recognition, I'm sure Mr. Sylvester might mention it too, to our girls basketball team for winning the county tournament. So very impressive. It was a great group there. And then on to, we're awaiting the state aid release. I'm sure Mr. LaCroix will also discuss this a little bit. The address on the 25th, and we should have our numbers on the 27th. We received notice that we are to anticipate no less than 3% from, what's that? No more, right, no more cuts than 3% of what last year's numbers were. So that kind of puts the number at, what, 27,000, I think we said? So I guess, all things considered, we know what the worst case scenario was stated, just 27,000 less than what we got last year. And then we have conferences, we just locked them in Wednesday, April 9th, and Thursday, April 10th. Those will be early dismissal days, and they're both evening conferences. So they'll be added, they're already on our school calendar on our website. We'll remind everybody as we get closer to those dates as well. And currently our last day of school, or we don't have any more cancellations, is Friday, June 20th. That's our 181st day.
So that's also 8th grade graduation?
No.
No.
No?
So there would be a conflict with the
Venue.
fairgrounds on that day of the 20th. So we would host graduation on the 19th.
Okay.
Or if we get another cancellation, then we might just do it on the 23rd, that Monday, if we go to the 23rd, right? cause that's available. They have that
So
available.
we can always vote to remove the 881st day. That
Make
brings
it
us
that
back to
Thursday.
Juneteenth, which is a federal holiday, which maybe eighth grade parents would like if they're off from work and
Yeah.
they have the day to set up whatever they need to set up, I don't know. So just think about that, remembering that that is a federal holiday. If we do go to the 23rd, barring the knowledge that we can't do the 20th for eighth grade graduation, we could still do the 19th for eighth grade graduation and not come back a half day.
Yeah,
Right.
I would not wanna come back.
We
No, I
could-
would just say.
so just keep that in mind, we can always vote to lose the Monday, have the last day of school be the Friday, which is technically a half day. Have eighth grade graduation on the 19th, I don't know how many eighth graders are coming back on the 20th, but maybe they do for that walk and
Right.
last goodbyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And we actually had a good discussion, with the president today, Mr. Sylvester and I, we discussed a lot of these things, and those were a few things that came up for the walk. I know with, unfortunately, the barnyard not being there, I think the Branchville Farmhouse is going
Yeah,
to
she
be,
asked me, actually, and I was waiting for a date, well, I was gonna, so I'm gonna
Still
just
very
say,
don't know
much
the
in
date.
flux
I'm just
with the
kind of
end the
gonna
year.
say,
Right.
can you make sure we have the 19th, 20th, 23rd? And I'll just
Right.
take care of that tonight and just say it'll be one of those days.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be fine, whatever you want,
Awesome.
whatever you want.
Great.
So then they cater that, or the parents cook there, what do they?
So that would be, I believe typically in the past, Yetters. I know,
I know Yetters has, some of the parents are in there cooking. At the firehouse, it's a lot easier, cause there's more
Yeah.
people that can help, and obviously you need more people
Yeah.
to
Sure.
clean up and do stuff like that.
it would either be the parents cooking or it would be Yetters. I know the
Catering.
Alcinus is
Yeah,
have an eighth grader, so
yeah, that's very nice.
I don't know what they would do, but I would imagine they would want to help.
That's sponsored by the PTA anyway.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my report for now, thank you.
Motion to open public comment,
Motion,
second,
second,
One.
second.
did you get that, Mr. Lusar? We had a motion to open public comment by Caitlin and seconded by Jesse.
Sorry.
Kate wasn't around to do it,
There was
she's
a
usually
little
the
bit of
first.
concern.
She usually is.
I know, sorry, distracted.
Lara Longberg.
Just wanted to note, in the minutes here, or the agenda items, that, staff initials are being used along with their ID numbers, and that is really not private. You can look on the staff directory and match that up, so I don't know if that's something that you wanna omit in the future and just use staff numbers. But,
Yeah, I can answer that. I don't know if it's prohibited, we used to have full names on those, but the problem, what happens is 15 years down the road, someone's applying for pensions to buy back time, and when we just have staff numbers or even their SMIDs, it creates a real hard time to prove whether someone had some service time, so I tried to at least put it down to initials, so it's not completely obvious. Just because I do get, probably every year or two, we get a historical look back from pensions, trying to see if someone's proving that they substituted or, were here for a leave of absence or something, so I tried to get it down to initials, but I can take it out, but it will create an issue down the road for several people, so that's the only thing. It will be noted, I mean, I can talk to the attorney if you want me to about it, but that's the main reason I try to keep at least something that will help us look
Identify.
back when we need to.
Anyone else? Mrs. Eckert, you came in a little late, did you wanna sign up?
I'm good, thank you.
Oh,
Motion closed. Second.
perfect. Communications and public relations for March. The 28th, the Lions Club Vision screenings are happening for PK, pre-K through first grade. Also on that same date is the 7th and 8th grade winter dance from 6 to 8 p.m. On March 7th, the student and faculty basketball game at High Point at 7 p.m. The 8th, One Book, One Community Young Authors Conference and Book Fair. March 11th is the PTA meeting at 7 p.m. in the library. March 14th is Pi Day. 17th is the Board of Ed meeting at 6 p.m. It's also St. Patrick's Day. March 18th is the 8th grade trip for the 2025 parent info night in the library from 6 to 8. The 19th is the Treps Marketplace. They also have the Family Fun Night by the PTA. March 21st, FTEA Pet Fiber Fun at 4 p.m. The 25th, Jump Rope for Heart, and the 31st, Unsung Heroes Awards Ceremony. Where's that? Unsung Heroes.
Sparta this year.
Oh.
Last year was at High Point, this year it's at Sparta.
Is that during the day or it's at night?
It's at night.
Midnight.
Who's invited to that?
Our
All of
unsung
us.
hero
Yeah.
award winner.
Yeah. So that's
Has that been chosen, or you're working on that?
not yet. Still working on that one, right?
Yeah.
So that's an award for a student that might not be the highest academically, or I think they just implemented it last year. Was last year the first year around the state?
Yeah,
Was
I
it
didn't
Tyler
really
Emma?
know much.
Last year's was that.
Yeah.
That one kinda came out quick last year.
Did.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we're thinking about doing this, hey, we're doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a student that might not do so good academically, but
But just makes an
Embodies
effort,
and
it makes a huge
encompasses.
difference, but maybe doesn't always get the recognition that, like, you know, the headlines or
The
the publicity
valedictorian.
that
Yeah,
Yeah.
other students got.
Is the dance actually 6 to 8 or is it, I thought it was 7 to 9?
It's 7 to 9,
The dance is 7 to 9.
yes.
Mrs. Sadowski. Policy and curriculum, nothing new. Technology, nothing new. Mr. Lassard, governor budget address is scheduled for February 25th. And then the state aid release that Mr. Newman spoke a little bit about is on the 27th. So we do have a little matrix here, Jamie. Jamie Chris already responded, Caitlin and I filled this out tonight, so we will have a finance committee meeting in the next week or so. Just to go over all of that.
There's one added on, we have the semi-waiver, that's a special education Medicaid initiative, there's a resolution to waive participation. State offers a waiver for any districts that have fewer than 40 students estimated to be eligible. They're only estimating a potential revenue of $1,300, but it's a significant amount of work for your child study team. We've waived it each year, and in fact, this year, the projections dropped by 80% of the funding eligibility, so we're gonna keep up with the waiver, and that's the resolution on there, number 24 actually. Just quick updates, you know, the budget, we've been working on it a lot, I've been working on it pretty constantly. We'll be meeting again as administration for the third time later this week, we're waiting just for the state aid numbers to come out. You know, it's tight, as Mr. Newman mentioned, they estimated no more than 3% state aid reduction of about $27,000, so we're looking at, you know, what scenarios do we have? We're trying to find any big savings items, especially in the areas of where the savings are mostly available are what things we can do in special education to try and adjust for staffing, hopefully get some more enrollments from other districts. Those are gonna be major items. And then, you know, just see what scenarios we can come up with. And we'll let you know, especially once we meet with the finance committee, we'll have a lot of that, our options, you know, kinda on the table to see what we can come up with, so.
Is that something discussed at the superintendent roundtable, the possibility of bringing in the tuition students for the special education services that we provide here?
Just like putting it out there and like
Yeah.
notifying them that we're accepting.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's more like email, like, hey, like, you know, and a lot of times what will happen is a school that can't meet a child's needs in their home district, they'll send out an email to you know, the county superintendent group or a special education group. So like when we see those, we look at every single one and, you know, inquire and you know, like, look, would it be a good fit? Like, could we
Right.
meet this kid's needs like legitimately within our district?
okay,
So
okay, so then we had did we have a fire drill today?
we did.
Fire drill and school safety drill on February 5th, was that one that wasn't anticipated and then it happened?
Yes.
Yes, okay,
Yes.
and the fire drill was today. Personnel, there's really nothing. Motion to go into executive session,
motion.
second, It's
You guys
Caitlin
are
and Jesse
on a roll
again.
tonight.
They're fast. We do have a few items to talk about in executive session. So I'd like to tell you it's 20 minutes, it's usually always like 40, right?
So we actually have,
Dun, 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 dun.
welcome Bryce.
Yay! Superintendent Roundtable recipient, Bryce, way to go.
Is he the only one left out there? You're the only one out there, Bryce?
Yep.
For your audience.
All right, Bryce,
You
you're up.
planned this, so you didn't have to talk
Then
in
you're
front of
done.
everyone else. Very smart, Bryce. We got some other stuff.
Alright,
Hey, you can start though.
go ahead, yeah, go ahead.
Student council report for the Board of Ed meeting, February 24, 2025. Good evening, my name is Bryce Yanoff, I'm the student council vice president, and thank you for inviting the student council to present their report. This Friday night, the student council will be hosting a dance for the students in 7th and 8th grade. We've decided on a winter theme and have received many permission slips so far. We are expecting a nice turnout. We collected over 225 items for the 100th day of school supply drive. We collected items such as toothbrushes, toothpaste, bars of soap, body wash, deodorant, shampoo, conditioner, toilet paper, and pocket tissues. Student council plans to do another collection in the spring. We're planning stages of a movie night for kindergarten and 2nd grade, activity nights for the middle school, helping out a PEP event, Fiber Fun, March 21st. And thank you so much for listening to this report, and we'll report again in March.
Great. Bryce, congratulations on
Thank you.
Superintendent Roundtable. If you wanna leave now, you can leave. That's a little boring.
He's like, let's go.
Yes.
It's only a few minutes.
Alright, everyone, so you've had a chance to review the consent agenda, and can I have a motion to vote on the?
Second.
Be it resolved that the Frankfurt Township Board of Education accept the recommendation of the superintendent of schools to approve the above identified regular agenda items numbered 20250224-03 through 20250224-23. Kate Adam,
Yes.
Jamie Armando,
Yes.
Charlene Molnar, Chelsea Stoll,
I said to abstain from 3 and 4.
John Tiger,
I'm gonna abstain from 9 and say yes to others.
Jesse Vaughn,
Yes.
Caitlin Fredo,
Yes.
Mandy Joust, yes. Motion to open public comment.
Second.
Does anybody have a comment? Oh, yay!
Just two quick comments. One, I know I've mentioned this before, when there's policies that are passed, but they're not read, and sometimes they involve the staff, we don't always know what they are. Is there a formal way that we can get them, or is there policies to get the policy?
So, I did have a good meeting, with a few staff members about this, so, for those of us here, so when the school year starts, all the staff members review it, they're given the policies and they approve them, but that's a great question because during the school year when new policies pop up or they're approved, they might not be, notified of them. So moving forward, after the second reading and once they're approved, I'll just attach them in an email, send them out. Hey, FYI, this new policy, was approved. Please let us know if you have any questions. So I think moving forward, that's what we'll do.
That would be helpful.
Solve
yeah.
that problem.
As long as you attach it, I know, you were able to, cause on the website, it's very difficult to read, but I know, they updated, I was given one that you could read, so that was good to print off, so I appreciate that.
Sure.
Next, not concerned.
3 minutes. I'm just kidding.
I know you mentioned about bringing in other special ed students, tuition students into the district. I just hope it's considered what their needs are with additional services in our personnel and how busy their schedules are. So I think that really for OT, PT, and they're also putting through a lot of special classes. And I think some consideration needs to be given to make sure that that not just tuition is being collected, that we're considering all the aspects of how it affects all our special services and classes and things like that. So I appreciate it, thank you.
Just so you know, Lori, we can't make money on tuition students.
I know you can't, but yet why do we want them? I know you can on paper, but if outside facilities are charging $80,000 a kid, right, if you send them out of district, and we've had that before. then when they come here, I know you can only charge them a certain amount, but, so if we're not,
We can only charge them for the services that we're giving them here,
right,
right, Mr.
Well,
Lister?
it's,
you obviously
we're
make
charging them,
something
but
for-
it works out to it equalizes across the population. The amount we charge has to, when the audit's done, they consider the enrollment and the total cost of the program, and then they average it out. So after a year, we might have to give them money back, or they might have to give us an adjustment back, but it's designed to cost you exactly what the per pupil amount is. They do pay, so that's the cost for the teacher salaries, teacher benefits, any of the other classroom costs, as well as costs for the facility itself, the heat, supplies, all of
right.
that.
But in reality, if you're not adding any teachers or anything else on the payroll for them to come, then that's actually,
It
like you
creates,
said,
it
it's,
creates a savings.
right, you have money there. I'm just saying, as they come in, the numbers that come in, and already we've had an influx, it creates a burden on some of our special services, cause now there's not additional teachers being hired or services being hired. Those people are stretched very thin in their schedules and it makes it difficult. I just think, they need to be considered a little bit, cause I know sometimes they've been combining classes and students, and I don't know if that really is what's supposed to be in their IEP or not. But time-wise, it's been a little bit of a crunch there. So I think, that should be just taken into consideration, and a lot of you probably don't even realize that, so I just wanted to bring it to your attention that it has been a concern a little bit. So, thank you.
Thank you. You're not asking for a tennis court?
Oh yeah, by the way, we're on
Still working on it.
I did have a question with the resurfacing grant, have we wrote that already and sent it out, or?
The one for the fields?
Yes.
Yes, that, they usually give you an answer in May.
Alright.
Yeah, that has been submitted.
Will that have any, I know a long time ago you talked about if we did hook up to the sewers, that there'd be a big processing plant here. It sounds like something has changed a little bit, that it's not gonna be as enormous as it was.
It's
Not be
gonna
there.
be essentially, hopefully the footprint's a little smaller, cause the equipment's different, but the
Okay.
goal is to put it in a spot that is not going to
Take any fields away.
take away the fields,
Okay, I
correct?
just wanted to make sure if we're doing the grant to fix it and then we,
Yeah, no.
No,
I mean, they will be doing some work going through the fields, obviously, if we
right,
get
hooking
it,
up.
they'll be abandoning the septics. Right now, these resurfacing are mostly the baseball diamonds and drainage along the edge of the roads, so,
Now, we appreciate that, the fields would be great, cause they could always use it. And we do thank, Frankfurt Park, they usually come down in the spring and help clean up and do things. So, maybe they wouldn't have to this year, cause we probably wouldn't be done till next year, I would assume, or over the summer if it gets.
we would like to get it done over the summer.
Okay.
We have actually, I think, a year and a half to do it, but the goal would be is if we get approval by April, May, then we're gonna try and get it done starting in June.
Great, so it can be done and used in the fall, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
great, thank you
backstops.
very much.
Motion to close public comment?
Motion second.
Kate motioned and second.
Well, I think
She seconded her own motion. Alright, the next scheduled meeting is March 17th, 2025. Board members, check your FTS email for instructions and links to complete your annual school ethics disclosure. And then one other thing, I don't know, I think it's Wednesday, the PTA is sponsoring a popcorn bar. Act surprised when it comes. So if you or your spouse could donate something, so I know that they had put out a Facebook post that they still need a couple things, so if you could look on their Facebook and just, if you have a chance, for your food shopping, get it here by Wednesday morning, that would be helpful. Anything else for the good of the order?
I just have a question about this, I don't know if we can discuss it now or not. Is the next year calendar, this is just for us to check out, or this is definitely what we're
No,
going?
so that was on the agenda
That
for
was on the
approval
agenda.
tonight.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
oh, that was one of them, alright,
Yeah.
perfect. So the teachers were okay with that?
Yes. Yep, had a meeting, discussed it with them, got the feedback, so trying to be as transparent as possible, so. That will be a change, as you'll see on the 25-26 calendar. Traditionally, the students come back that Thursday and Friday,
Yeah.
but now they're gonna come back the Tuesday after Labor Day for next year.
It's nice for the end of the year.
And staff, the two staff and service days will be the last week in August.
Last closing day, it looks nice and early.
Nice and
Yeah,
early.
and the benefit of this is by starting that early, the last day without any snow next year would be Thursday, June 11th. So even if we have a few, it bumps it to like maybe 15th, 16th, but
Still.
not bad.
That'll be nice.
Yes.
Yes.
Although that December 22nd is kind of rough.
One question, I don't mean to interrupt, but has there been any schedule for spring conferences set yet? Any dates?
9th and 10th
Ninth
of
and
April.
Yeah.
Was that on here?
No, what we had, it was
It
mentioned.
came in the beginning, okay.
Yeah, so that's, if you go on our webpage on the little tab for current calendar 25 or 24-25, it's updated on there, so you'll see that.
Alright, April 9th and 10th, okay.
Yep, it's a Wednesday night and Thursday night.
Hey, Mrs. Eckert,
We
do you
always
have
have
a,
our Camp Mason
I was
meeting
gonna say, do you have a date for your
on the
Camp
10th,
Mason
we always
parents
do it the
meeting?
second night, so it'll be the 10th, so I can send that out then,
Alright.
okay. Yeah, we do it later on, it's not early, it's like at 7:15 till 8
Do you want
o'clock.
me to book a long conference with you before?
Sure.
Oh, I got the fifth grade
All right,
trip and
thank
eighth
you.
grade trip.
Exciting, good for you.
Anything else?
Adjourn.
Motion?
Second.
Kate and Caitlin. That's it?
Thank you.